You're on mate. Yeah, can do.
Never use it. Like using brick nails.
And you can only use these once, twice at the most.
Yep.
So we would never use them anyway, because we would never be able to monitor that.
Scare the shit out of you, wouldn't it?
Just
No way, baby.
stop at that so that we can test it. When you're using a tester, it's always worth making sure that whichever adapter you're using is screwed fairly well into the bush in there, because if you've allowed it to come out a long way, the thread engagement won't be right and it'll just strip it. And again, if you've got different versions of the bridge with different feet on here, some of them have got very short connections here. This is quite a long one they've put in here now, because they've taken the adjustment away from a bolt going through here onto these feet. So unscrewing these is okay. With the versions where you have a bolt coming through here, these are so short that I would always recommend that this is very tight on the hexagon legs to stop the risk of this coming undone and then dropping off when you're working at height. Okay, let's see if we can get under this head. And that at least works. Wind our follower needle back to 0. And 4, 5, 6.
These are the one they banned then, aren't they? Originally.
8. No, they banned specifically. They didn't ban them at all. They stopped Rafferty's from using the Excalibur 16mm. Now this one is Hilti. It's not the Excalibur. They call it 16.5, but it takes a 14mm drill diameter, whereas the Excalibur one was a 16mm thing. But in my experience, this is every bit as strong as the other. So we're already up to 8 kilonewtons in a brick that's already cracked, on a short fixing, and it's going at 8.5, and I would assume it's just the thing tearing out 9. If I'm not really careful, I'm going to
You can hear it starting to grind out.
Yeah,
it's moving, mate.
so that's definitely just pulling out now. And so this is where the preliminary tests give you some benefit, in that if we can get up to a load repeatedly of 8 kilonewtons without any movement on 5 fixings, we know we're going to get 4 reliably in the job. We would still want to do our proof tests, and if it was a case of an applied load of 4 kilonewtons on the job, our proof load would then be 6, and we shouldn't be seeing failures at that sort of load.
There's a line across there.
But it's pulling the whole brick away. This construction is just too new, I'm afraid. The mortar isn't strong enough, and we're still not getting huge amounts of mass above here to support that, and relatively close to the edge. Okay, the one thing we didn't try on this was to see how easy it is to strip these things. So maybe if we drill another hole, we can put another one of these in and just see what happens when we tighten it into a brick that is not awfully strong, medium strength.
And that went to 8, and the nylon went to 8.5.
Yes. So you see, these aren't so bad.
They're not so bad.
And this is what we had when I tried them at Bailey's. Okay, not in a chimney, but in just some old soft bricks, the brickwork that was around, and these performed as well as these things. And this we didn't even try, but this
and more forgiving to set as well.
Yeah, they are. You know, okay. I mean, I've set that fairly close to the edge of the brick, as you sometimes may have to do, about as close to the end of the brick as you'd want. Don't really want to come any closer, because then the expansion that is happening there is likely to crack across the end of the brick. But we've got about as much meat there, as more than we've got there, so if it's going to crack anywhere, it can crack. We don't want to come any closer to the end of the brick than we absolutely have to.